Welcome to the first installation of FSI Garage. This is the shop. That's a carbon fiber hood for that. You know, it would have been really funny if I went for that car and there was wasn't a car there, because that would have been something. I'm your host, Axel. This is today's project, the 4.8. So, FSI Garage will be more than likely usually led by me versus Ben. Ben usually holds the camera when we go do things that require social interaction, as I don't like people. But thing go rap. That's my thing. As you can tell, obviously, I know my way around an LS as I've worked on that. But I'm by no means an LS expert at all. Like, I know, but when I say I know my way around, I mean, like, I know what this is, I know what this is, I know what that is, but like, I'm not some engine builder. So you guys are gonna be coming along on these journeys, which is what FSI Garage is gonna be. It's gonna be a lot of car work. It's gonna be more in depth. It's gonna be more aimed towards like, let's see if we can put this up here. More like a tutorial than anything. Not even like a tutorial, sorry. More like an informational video than anything. The idea, hopefully. Sorry, Ben, you're gonna have to deal with trimming all this, buddy. Trying to figure this out. Figure out a way to something propped up under this shit. So this is the 4.8. We don't know what this is actually gonna go in yet. I don't actually know if it's gonna go in anything. Realistically, I got this motor because I wanted something to work on. I got it for free. Well, not really. I went to Maryland with Thomas, who you guys have met. Went to Maryland, drove the 10 hours there with him, bought this, everything that's on this part of the shelf, not the top shelf, the middle shelf. And we bought another block, a bare block for a 6.0. We sold that, I kept the 4.8. The 4.8 was almost complete. It needs an oil pan, it needs an intake, it needs a couple things, which is actually the purpose of this video. Today's video is the walkthrough and assembly. Obviously you can see there's these little bolts. These are not with the engine, nor this pin. I just can't put it back in the thing. I'm gonna mock everything up. So I'm gonna take the oil pan from my LS3. I'm gonna line it up. I'm gonna screw it in, flip the engine around. I'm gonna lay both heads on it. I don't know if I have any exhaust manifold bolts. So if I don't, we're gonna lay those on top. I have lifters, I have push rods, I have rockers. We're gonna put everything on the engine. I don't know if I'm actually going to put them in for the sake of putting in, because I think there's still some lifters in here, or if I'm just going to like lay them on top of the engine to say that I have them. But the idea is to get a true 100% realization of parts that I need, labor that I want to do, and then the second that this whole thing has been assembled and talked about, this video will end, and then part 2 picks up, and that's the breakdown, and that's the fun part. Because suddenly we're gonna go from what is the closest this thing has been to being assembled recently to a bare block. And I mean a bare block. Caps, crank, pistons, everything. Front rear cover, I mean obviously if I'm taking everything else off, the front rear cover have gotta come off. But you know what I'm saying? Like the whole nine, everything. We're gonna pull everything apart. I don't have the tools that I need to pull the springs and shit off of the heads. We will be getting that. That will be picked up on probably in that second video. I'll just pick it up on a second day. But now that I've talked for way too long and have made Ben have to think about how he's gonna edit this, I'm gonna set up a time lapse, start pulling shit off this thing, and just putting it on here, see where it goes. I need some music first though. That's all I have to get cut out, otherwise we're gonna get copyrighted.
But I'm a creep.
Welcome back. So, we are here, okay? Where is here? Well, here is oil pan, LS3 oil pan from her original motor. Can't see the screen, there we go. From her original motor. I was originally gonna put it back on that one, but I'm doing okay. Like, you know, I'm cool with it. And it doesn't bother me, it's a free oil pan. You know, would I wanna put this oil pan on another motor? I mean, no, because there's better oil pans, just like a lower quart one, etc. But like this one's free, I have it. Like it even has a good gasket. Then we got heads. The heads came with the motor. They have, god damn it. See, I knew this was gonna be a problem. Make sure I don't drop this, put my hip against it. Whoop. All right, so we have already a set of dual springs in here. I don't know what, I don't have part numbers. I can't confirm like anything about this motor. But we are gonna send it. I was already looking at a couple other motors, a couple other 4.8s for like 300 bucks for a whole motor. So I don't care. I don't give a damn. We're gonna blow this shit up. It's gonna be funny. And then we're gonna do it again. And hopefully the second time it'll be a little bit faster. We'll just keep doing that until there's no longer any $300 4.8s in this planet. And then we'll start with the 5.3s and we'll go crazy. And we're just gonna get rid of every cheap motor ever. And be that, we're gonna be those guys. But yeah, so, speaking of the heads, since I've got it pulled open, push rods, don't really think we're gonna be able to use those, obviously, because this is, well, I guess I can't, because I got the valley cover on there. There is a cam in here, and there's a spare cam, and then there's another cam somewhere here, which is my potato stick. There. This one is from that one. That one blew up. The oil pan, etc. Ta-da, that's that one. This one's wiped. That one came with the motor, and then there's one in the engine. This is for a stock 5th gen LS3. So like, grandpa cam. So I don't think we're gonna be able to use these. But we have rocker arms and we have lifters. Both of these are okay. They're not great, but they're okay, and I don't need great. I got spark plugs, but like I got a lot of stuff. I need this screen to stop turning off because I'm self-conscious when I can't see myself. I'm gonna have to figure that out. But yeah, so we're in a pretty good spot. We have a valley cover. We need an intake. I'm debating. These are cathedral port heads. There is adapters. So if I take the intake off the Camaro, I could just buy the adapters and put them on here, and put the intake on here. It'll have a fuel rail and injectors as well. But I'm probably not going to use those injectors or that fuel rail because they're only rated for like 500 horsepower, and I want this thing to make 1,000 at least. So like, we're just going to blow it up. We're gonna aim for 1,000. We're gonna give it everything it needs to get there, except the hardware. So like, it's gonna get the injector, it's gonna get the fuel, it's gonna get all the stuffs, but it's not gonna get anything but stock internals for now. But yeah, so I don't know. I also could just take the intake off the Camaro, sell it, and then buy like an eBay sheet metal intake and throw it on here. Which is a pretty heavy consideration. I might do that, especially because those intakes will sell for, intake throttle body combo will sell for 300 and something, and Facebook Marketplace and eBay sheet metal intake for 200 bucks with a throttle body. Who'll give a damn, you know? So make $100. And then those $100 could go right back into the motor at that point. Because I'm doing like free, like I'll spend money on it, but it got to bring me money back. Because like I said, I bought this and a 6.0 for $400. But then I sold the 6.0 for 500 bucks and kept this thing, so this thing was free. You know what I mean? That's kind of how I'm running the whole thing. And all these other motor, like it's gonna get really pieced together, and we're just gonna make it work. I have no idea what it's gonna go in. I have no idea what it's gonna go in. But is that something in my eye? But yeah. I have no idea what this is gonna go in, but we're gonna figure it out as we go along. This came again. I got another one over there. I got a water pump as well. It doesn't matter. I was trying to figure out. It doesn't really want to go on. The bolts don't really line up. Surprise, surprise. I don't want to do twins on this. I want to do twins on the Camaro. I want to do a big ass single on this thing. So maybe we make something out of those headers, but if they're giving me too much trouble, yeetus, deletus.
Expecto Patronum!
and I'm just gonna get something made. Especially because, like I said, this is gonna get pieced together. I'm gonna blow up the motor, but like I'm gonna blow up the motor. The boost setup is probably gonna be pretty nice. And so like, because like if I blow up the motor, I just put another motor, same boost setup, like same. I'm gonna be running LSs in here, so they're all gonna fit the same, you know. So I'm just gonna be able to build a really nice setup around the LS, and then just keep blowing that shit up. And we'll go from this one to whatever I find. We'll put a 6.0 in it. We'll get a small like 4.8 like this, and we'll punch it way and stroke it way out, and make some insane iron block. I don't care. But like the motor itself is going to be as cheap as possible. Everything surrounding the motor, maybe not. Maybe the first go around, and then after that we start putting money into other things and not the motor, and we start kind of building it that way. We'll see. We're also going to see how much traction this gets, because if it gets a good amount of traction, I'm super down to make this some kind of like involved, you know, back and forth build where we kind of see where things go and take it in a direction we all decide. All may include you guys, you know. So yeah, this is kind of a really yappy video. The fun stuff starts in the next one, so I'm gonna get around to that. So I'm gonna send you guys off to Ben for editing, and I'll see you guys in the next FSI Garage. Adios.